like this year God has been teaching me a lot to kind of like open up my hands and let things go, like let control go, and just having to kind of be in charge of everything and try to, just control, like have control of everything and be the one who is in control of everything. I think coming out of 2020, I mean, that was probably a wake up call for a lot of people. When you're in when you are an independent artist and kind of the buck stops with you, it's very easy to kind of fall into that mindset of like, okay, I got to put the team on my back. I got to make sure everything gets done. And if you're not intentional about remembering that God is ultimately the provider and the provider of everything and orders your steps, and his will is what prevails, then you can just kind of get caught in a cycle of like, okay, we're on the grind, we're getting stuff done, and you start to kind of like look inward to yourself as that ultimate provider, and it's like very unhealthy for your ego and lends to pride and all different types of stuff. So I think 2020 kind of losing control of a lot of aspects of career as a recording and touring musician, that was a big thing that he was teaching me in that way. And then in this year, kind of fostering that, because I feel like that's a good thing that he was teaching and a good virtue. And so the way that it kind of manifested this year is in giving more control to excellent creatives around me. And even when I have like an idea, or I think things should be a certain way, like valuing their opinions and their approaches more, and staying quiet more, and going with what other people are saying more. Just like humility and relinquishing control, really. Something that kind of, I feel like the Spirit gave me in prayer a lot is just like, Jesus, you are king and I am not. That's like a refrain that has been in my prayers a lot in the last year. And I literally mean a refrain, like saying it multiple times during the prayer or closing the prayer with that. And it's just like kind of positioning my heart, putting my heart in that position of humility. And because, I mean, when you give control to other people, or you humble yourself and like go with wise decisions and wise ideas that other people have instead of what you had in mind, ultimately, if your heart's in the right place, and you're really relinquishing control to God, because he, a lot of the ways that he teaches us and speaks to us and reaches us is through the body. So it's through other people, it's through the church, it's through other people, really. And even people who don't love him, people who aren't part of the church, he still speaks through them and reaches us through them. So giving, humbling yourself before other people is ultimately humbling yourself before God. I just think about like Philippians 2, adopting the attitude of Jesus Christ, and not moving in selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility, considering others as more important than yourself, looking out not only for your own interests, but for the interests of others. That's probably my favorite chapter in the Bible right now, and I feel like that's it. Like that's the perfect model. I mean, it gives those commands, but then it gives the why, and the why is Jesus, what Jesus did for us. Being God. I say this all the time, but like, it would be a tragedy for the God of the universe to become the richest and most loved man in the world. That would be a tragedy for God, because of how how much glory the God of the universe deserves and had before he became a human. So even to just become the richest and most loved person in the world, I don't know who you say that is, but even if God became Jeff Bezos, that would be a huge tragedy, right? But he became like the most despised and the most hated and suffered and died as a man of sorrows for us. And that's the God of the universe. So like when I think about myself giving up a little bit of control, or considering the people around me as more important than me, just by listening to their ideas and taking a back seat, that's not a big sacrifice, but I think it is conditioning my heart to be more like Jesus,